So, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode in 5 in 5 where we interview partners from all over the world about happiness at work. And today I have the privilege of having Henry Stewart here with me. Hello, Henry.
Hello, Armin.
Thank you for being here. So, let's starting from introducing yourself, Henry.
Okay, I'm Henry Stewart. I am founder and chief happiness officer of Happy, a London-based learning provider that helps organizations create happy workplaces.
Yeah, I'm one of the founders of Happiness at Work in the world, I must add.
Oh, thank you.
So, Henry, tell us what makes you happy at your job?
Um, what makes me happy is seeing other people thrive. Um, I just love when that I get to step back and just see other people really do their best. And providing the trust and autonomy to do that is what makes it for me. So at Happy, I make no decisions. I'm the founder and the boss, but I over the for the last 3 years, I've consciously made no decisions, and the result of that has been a huge growth in sales. Well, until the pandemic, um, and a huge growth in people's capability and what they're able to do. So that's what makes me happy, seeing that happen.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you. And Henry, you have such a wide experience. Can you tell us why is it important to invest in happiness at work generally and especially nowadays during a world pandemic?
Well, there's a couple of answers to that. One answer is that it is simply uh, you get more out of your people, you're more productive, you're more profitable as a result of it. But that isn't really the reason that I do it. It's because why wouldn't you want a happy workplace? If you run an organization, why wouldn't you want your people to feel fulfilled and engaged? The fact that it also leads, and all the evidence is clear, to more productive and more profitable organizations is an added bonus. But you know, why
Simple as
would you want
that.
anything else?
I couldn't agree more. So, where can we start? If I'm a business owner or a manager and I want to start implementing happiness at work, what would you recommend me to start on doing?
Okay, I've got three main points that I make in answer to this. First of all, get people to do what they're good at. Now that might sound obvious, but according to Gallup, if you ask people, "Are you doing what you are best at every day?" Only 1 in 6 in the UK, anyway, say yes. Every day I get to do what I'm best at. So the first thing to do, at Happy, we recruit to a job description and then we throw it away and we work out what are these person's talents, what are they best at, and spend a lot of time working with them on that. So that's the first point: play to people's strengths. Number two, give them the trust and freedom to do a great job, right? So we have a concept called pre-approval. So whereas as a manager, you might say to somebody, "Can you go away and do this and solve this problem and bring me back with your proposal for me to approve?" What we do is we miss out that last step. So we set all the guidelines in place. So for instance, we had a 19-year-old in charge of our cafe at our training center. And she said, "I want to improve the cafe." So what we didn't do was say, "Show us a proposal or form a committee." What we did do was agree a budget with her, check she understand the look and feel, and then left her to decide for herself with support from where she wanted to find it. Um, and I saw that new arrangement of the cafe for the first time when I walked in and it was there. But just think how that 19-year-old, 3 months into her first job, felt walking into her cafe every morning. The sense of pride, the sense of ownership. And that's what we try and create throughout the company, that that pre-approval that creates a real sense of ownership. And it's very different if her manager said, "Oh, we need this," and so said, "We need that." It was her cafe. And thirdly, there's the role of the manager, because actually, what makes most people unhappy is generally their manager. There's a lot of evidence that the reason people leave companies is due to their manager. So Google has done some very interesting research on this called Project Oxygen to find out what the most important behaviors of managers are. And what I like to do is get people to guess. But let's I won't put that on your order. Number three is show interest in people. Number two is empower, don't micromanage. And number one, the single most important behavior of managers is to be a good coach. And that's what we try and encourage both managers at Happy and elsewhere. The role of the manager is to build people's confidence, ask them questions, and help them find their own solution. And that's very different to the traditional tell method. So those are my three things: get people to play to their strengths, give them trust and freedom, and get the managers to play the role of coach. And that is the basic steps for me to a happy workplace.
That is wonderful. It sounds so easy when you talk about it, but it's we all
It
know.
is easy.
And I also want to ask you if you can give us an example from things that you're doing or for one of your clients of a great example. It could be a tiny, small one of something they've done during this COVID crisis that lifted the happiness at the workplace.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you an example of a hospital that we're working with. It's the Barking and Havering University NHS Trust in East London. And like much of the health service, particularly, certainly the NHS, as the pandemic hit in March and April, you no longer could do bureaucracy and hierarchy and things. And it was very much people on the front line decided. I talked to one nurse who said she had to move her entire obstetrics ward in one day. There's no chance to get approval or whatever. It's just you just had to do it. Or somebody else who came up with a new procedure for supporting people in maternity in 2 days instead of normal 6 months. And the role of the chief exec there, he told me, was my role was to be someone at people's assistance. It wasn't to approve things. And the slogan there now is no going back. No going back to the old ways of hierarchy and bureaucracy, because they've seen how much can be achieved if you give people trust and freedom on the front line. And I think that's true of quite a lot of organizations through the pandemic, that where they have stepped back and given people that freedom, they've really seen the results.
That's wonderful. I feel like we can talk for hours, but we're almost
I would love to.
out of our time. Any final note you want to leave us with?
Oh, that um, not especially. Just those. We can create these kind of workplaces. We can create workplaces where people feel fulfilled, where they feel trusted, where they come home from feeling inspired rather than frustrated. We can create those sort of places, whether we're charities or public sector or commercial. And that's what I'd love to see in our clients. I'd love to see that happening.
Well, thank you so much. It was such a privilege to talk with you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alan.